Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are thrilled to have you with us for today's webinar on opportunities for the science community in South Korea. This is the third session under Pradeepaya 2.0 Phase 3, and today's session will feature an inspiring speaker, Dr. Sachini Amarasekara. So, let me introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Sachini Amarasekara, the president of the Global Korea Scholarship Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter. She has also served as the GKS Public Envoy for Sri Lanka from 2021 to 2023. Before we dive into today's topic, let me briefly reintroduce the Pradeepaya 2.0 project for those of you who are joining us for the first time. This project, organized by the Leo Club of UOC alumni, is part of our commitment to promoting quality education and literacy in Sri Lanka. Our goal is to create an accessible knowledge hub that supports students, undergraduates, and graduates alike as they pursue their academic dreams. Pradeepaya 2.0 Phase 3 focuses on raising awareness about overseas higher educational opportunities, particularly for after-A-level students, undergraduates, and graduates. Through a series of informative sessions, we aim to provide valuable insights into various international study options, scholarships, and exchange programs, empowering you to explore new horizons in your chosen fields. In today's session, we will focus on the exciting educational and research opportunities available for science students and professionals in South Korea. Dr. Amarasekara will guide us through the Global Korea Scholarship and other pathways for international students, offering you a comprehensive look at how you can advance your studies in South Korea, one of the most dynamic and innovative countries in the world. So, before we begin, here are a few ground rules. If you have any questions, please direct them to the Zoom chat. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar where Dr. Amarasekara will address your questions. Without further ado, on behalf of the Leo Club of UOC alumni, I would like to welcome Dr. Sachini Amarasekara. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Ashmini. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, madam.
Thank you. Right, I hope you can see the slides as well.
Yes, madam, we can see.
Right, thank you. So before I begin, I would like to thank the Leo Club of UOC alumni for inviting me for this session. So during this session, I will be talking about the study opportunities in Korea, even though our flyer highlights about the science students. I hope the other students can also get an idea about studying in Korea. So I am talking to you as the president of Global Korea Scholarship Alumni Association Sri Lanka chapter, and but I am actually affiliated to the Department of Zoology and Environment Sciences, University of Colombo. Right. So I'll be during my presentation, I'll be talking to you about the GK scholarship, basically to tell you what it is, and then the eligibility criteria separately for master's and PhD programs, and then for the undergraduate programs. And then we will look at the requirements and the package you get for master's and PhD programs together, and then separately for the undergraduate program, and very briefly about my personal journey and experience I got from South Korea. Right. So when you are looking for study opportunities in a foreign country, you have several options. First thing is that you can apply for a government scholarship if that is offered by a particular country, you can try a government scholarship. Or else you can apply for a university scholarship offered by a university, or else you can write to a professor, and if the professor is having some personal grants, then you can apply through that professor's grant, right? Sometimes some people apply for professor's grant, and then later they can also apply for university scholarship. There are things like that as well. But these are the three ways that most of our students are going to study abroad, right? But in this speech, I would be focusing more on the government scholarship, that is the Korean government scholarship. But you should not forget that there are number of people who have even reached the top 2% scientists list this year and last year by going to Korea through professors' grants, right? So Global Korea Scholarship is designed to provide international students with opportunities to study at higher education institutes in Korea, both at undergraduate and postgraduate level. So at postgraduate level, they offer master's program, PhD program, and the research program, that is the postdoctoral programs as well. So the scholarship aims to enhance international education exchange and strengthen mutual friendship between Korea and participating countries. So this scholarship is offered by the National Institute for International Education, which is under the Ministry of Education, South Korea. And as I told you before, they have four types of scholarships: postdoc, PhD, and master's scholarships that is advertised under the GKS graduate program, and then the undergraduate program that is advertised under the GKS undergraduate program, right? So when it comes to the undergraduate degrees, they have 1 year of Korean language course and 4 years, usually 4 years of undergraduate studies, but that also depends. Sometimes certain majors, they need more time. And some people, they prefer to do it for less number of years and obtain an associate degree. So that depends on what you really want to do and the stream that you want to follow. So it is 4 to 6 years, right? And then under the GKS graduate program, we have the master's scholarships. There you have to do 1 year of language training and 2 years of degree course. And for PhD, 1 year of language course and 3 years of degree course. But as you understand, some areas like science and bioscience and physical science, sometimes we need more time because sometimes it's impossible to complete a PhD within 3 years. So then you can ask for an extension from the NID, but your professor should agree to pay your fee for that particular year, living costs. But after the end of that program, you will get all the other benefits that you are entitled to. And the postdoc program is for 6 months to 1 year. In that program, you don't have to do the language training. So first, I will discuss about the eligibility criteria for the postgraduate program. So if you are to apply for the postgraduate program, that is the master's, doctoral, or postdoctoral degrees, first for the master's, you have to have a bachelor's degree. Doctoral, you have to have a master's degree, and postdoctoral, you have to have a doctoral degree. And there are some other programs like exchange professors and all that, but that is for the people who are currently employed at a university or some other institutions. So they are special programs. So I think these doesn't apply for you guys. What will be important for you mostly is the master's program and the doctoral program. So if you are to apply for the master's program, you have to have your bachelor's degree completed, and you can't enter the doctoral program directly, even though you have a special degree, honors degree, right? So you have to do the master's and then go for the doctoral degree. But if you apply through a professor's grant, you have the option of going for a master's degree, and in the middle, after 2 years, then you can request to integrate. So that is a master's doctoral integrated program, and get that integrated and complete the whole thing within 4 years, right? So that is one benefit you have when you go for go through professors grants and university scholarships. As far as I know, in GKs you can't apply for integration, right? And to apply for the scholarship, you have to have grades above 80% for all the subjects you have written. And then, so they have something called as cumulative GPA point average. If you are not familiar with this, they also, with their set of applications, they send a table mentioning how to calculate this CGPA. So it's very easy if you don't know about this, right? So if you, after you calculate this, if you have a score percentile above 80% or CGPA 2.64 from 4, 2.8 from 4.3 scale, or 2.91 from 4.5 scale, or 3.23 from 5 scale, then you are eligible to apply. And you should be under 40 years if you are to apply for the GK's graduate program, right? And then there are some
Uh, Madam, sorry, we can't
Yeah.
hear you properly.
Oh, I'm sorry. From which slide did you start?
Previous one.
Previous one. Okay, right. From this one?
Yes.
Right. Okay, I'm sorry about it. So I was
Okay.
talking about the common eligibility criteria for both undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. So you have to accomplish these things if you are to apply for the scholarship. As I told you, you have to have a, GPA of more than 80%. So I told you that the CGPA calculation table is given at the back of the application form, so you can check that. And then the applicants and their parents must not hold citizenship in South Korea if you are to apply for the scholarship. And again, if you have studied your undergraduate degree or the postgraduate degree previously in South Korea, you are not eligible to apply. And again, all applicants must be in good mental and physical health to study in Korea. So these are the things that are common for both scholarship types. Then let's look at the list of documents to submit. So for this, looking at the list, you can understand that you have to get ready for this scholarship at least 2-3 months before they advertise, because the list is so long and there are a lot of things to be done. So you have to get ready with all these documents, application form, and in the application set, they have a document called as the personal statement. Then you have to have a study plan. And depending on the program you want to get enrolled to, you can see whether it is needed or not. So the best thing is to get the previous year's application downloaded and keep the things ready accordingly, because usually uh, it doesn't get changed much. So better to download. You can download all these from the Study in Korea website. That is where they advertise this scholarship, or else from the Embassy of South Korea and Sri Lanka web page, news items they have. Embassy notice, under embassy notice they have these, but I think the best thing is to go to Study in Korea website. So you also need a letter of recommendation, a research proposal, then applicant agreement, personal medical assessment, consent to collect use personal information. So these set of documents from 1 to 9 are sort of easy to collect or easy to prepare, right? But now when it comes to 10, 11, 12, and this from, I think, from 10 to 18, it's little difficult, because sometimes you have to now to prove that you are a child of your parents, you have to get their birth certificates and your birth certificate as well. And if they are in Sinhalese, you have to get that translated into English. And after doing all that, you have to get that apostille from the embassy as well. So these things takes time, right? Again, you have to collect your degree certificate, your transcripts. If you have a master's, you have to collect all those certificates, right? And then you have to, your education certificates, you have to send it to the Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Education, and then to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And after they approve it, you have to take it to the embassy for embassy apostille process. So these things takes a lot of time. And usually when they advertise for the postgraduate scholarships in February, they will open it for maximum, they will keep it open for 1 month or 3 weeks. Then what happens is, if there's a strike or something in a ministry, our students are not able to apply for the scholarship. Even during COVID-19 period, they didn't extend the scholarship period. So they don't expect them to extend the scholarship period. That's why I'm asking you to keep things ready at least 1 or 2 months prior to the um, date of advertisement, right? So usually these are the things that is needed. And then it's always better if you have any of these marks. So topic, I understand if you are not a person from language departments, then probably you are not that interested in learning a language. If you are not interested, you can try IELTS, because you can use that for other countries as well. But if you think that it is needed, you can also try topic 1 and 2. So at the interviews, you will get marks according to the table given. You shouldn't have both. At least one of these, if you have, you will have a better score at the interviews. That is why in this list also they have asked score report of valid topic or English proficiency test. So if you don't have that, that is fine. But the problem is there we get a lot of applications and it becomes very competitive. And then at the interview, if you don't have a score certificate, then because of the competitiveness, you may not get a chance. So it's always better if you can provide a certificate for English or Korean. And then these are the things that are preferred. It's not a must, but it's preferred. Overseas Koreans with no Korean citizenship has a better chance. Applicants from low-income families or underprivileged background has higher chance of getting the scholarship. Applicants who applied for natural science and engineering department in a regional university. So when it comes to Korean universities, I will show you in a little while also. There are two types of universities, type A and type B. So type A are the ones that are highly ranked, like the Seoul National University, Yonsei University, and so on. So they belongs to type A. And there's a huge competition for those universities. Type B universities are also not bad. Uh, so they encourage people to apply for type B universities because then the tendency of getting that chance is high, because even the local students are applying for these type A universities and the competition is high for that. So for the applicants who apply for natural sciences and engineering, they have a better chance. And also for those who apply for type B universities, they have a higher chance. And applicants who are currently teaching as a professor in the natural science and engineering department or in the ODA recipient countries listed in section C. So Sri Lanka also is included there. So they also have a better chance, especially this comes for the postdoctoral or research scholarships. And as I told you before, applicants, if they have submitted language proficiency test, or they also have a better chance. Postdoctoral research program applicant in natural science and engineering departments also have a better chance. Okay, now after getting ready with all these documents and then getting your language tests results and all that, then you have to fill the application once they advertise, right? So when you are filling the application, they usually with this application pack, they have several documents. One document contains the application, and then the other documents contains guidelines for filling the application. And then they also have a list of universities and the courses available. So make sure that you read everything, right? Mainly one of the reasons that our students are not getting the scholarship is because they are not reading the guidelines well, and most of the applications, especially the ones that comes to the embassy, is getting rejected because the application is not complete, right? So make sure that you read all the guidelines and then fill the application, especially when you fill this, right? Uh, in this scholarship, you have two application tracks, embassy track and the university track, right? So in the embassy track, you fill the application and submit all the documents to the embassy. In the university track, you submit everything to the university, and if you get selected, then the university will communicate with you. So first, let's look at how we can fill these embassy track applications. So here you can give three choices. So the first choice should be a type B university, right? So from the list they send you, you have to select a type B university as choice number one. And there you can select a field of study, a department, and a major. And then for choice 2 and 3, you can select type A or B, anything. right? If you really wish to go to the Seoul National University, you can put that under type A, right? So then under university track, we don't have any restrictions. You can select type A or type B university. So the difference between these two uh, is under embassy track, it's not a must to contact a professor, right? They will find a professor for you. They will find a lab for you under the embassy track. But in the university track, you have to find a professor, you have to write to him, and then if he agrees, you have to apply to the university through that professor and get the scholarship, right? So under embassy tract, even though you don't have to select a professor or you don't have to write to a professor, I would advise you, as a person in sciences, I would advise you to write to a professor and see, because now you guys will have your own interest, right? So what if they put you into a completely different lab, right? So you can write to a professor, and if he agrees to take you, you can give his university, his field of study, his department, and his major as the choice one, right? So likewise, better to contact a person and fill the application, especially if you are a person in sciences. So, and that will also make sure that you get into a lab that you like, and also that will also give you some assurance that you are going to get it somehow, right? Sometimes uh, you get accepted for both all three choices, then you will have to choose between the three universities, right? So earlier I told you that you will also receive a pack of documents with the application. So in that, you will see folders like this, which contains
ක්ලාස් එක නම් පළවෙනි අකුර කැපිටල් වෙන්න ඕන. වේරියබල් එකක් නම්
looks like someone is doing a tuition, right? So you will get a list of universities like this, and from those universities, when you open these folders, you will have all the information. I will, for a while, I will share one file with you guys. So when you open a folder, so now this Excel file is from Chungnam National University, and they have listed down all the courses they offer, right? So here you can see the department, field of study, right? So they have started from linguistics, and when you go down, they have mathematics, chemistry, accounting, polymer engineering, applied biology, food science, dairy science, forest resources, pharmacy, biomedical engineering, food and nutrition, bioscience and biotechnology, nursing, and all that. So you have to select from this list. If you are interested in this university, you can select from this list. So you have to take some time to go through all these folders and select the department and the field of your choice, right? And depending on the department you choose, you can see the language requirement as well. So usually, according to the scholarship guidelines, you have to obtain topic level 3, Korean proficiency level 3, by the time you enter your postgraduate program. That is after 1 year of Korean language studies. But for certain studies, For example, these business administration, accounting, they need topic level 4 or above. So for special subjects, they will need topic level 4 or above to start the postgraduate degree. Why? Because as you can see from here, medium of instruction is in Korean. Whereas the other ones, they have English lectures as well, right? So you have to carefully go through all these information given in those folders to select your course or the department of choice. Right. Then after you submit the application, it will undergo several screening steps, right? So in the embassy tract, you will submit the application to the embassy. Then in the embassy, they will have interviews. They will screen it and have interviews, and they will send a list of recommended candidates to the NIIED, right? So those list will be again screened at the NIED, and they will have a second round of selection. And after that, they will also have a third round of selection and announce the final candidates. Whereas in the university tract, the first set of documents are selected or screened by the university itself, and the university sends the recommendations to NIED, and then they also have their screening process, and they announce the final set of scholars. So as you can see, one step in the university track, the third round of selection is not there. So most of the time students think that it is kind of easy to get into the universities through the university track, right? So usually they announce the first round, the list of successful candidates from the first round in February, March, and recommend to NIED by early April. Somehow by late June, you can see the final successful candidates list. So all these things are posted in the Study in Korea website. So what are the scholarship benefits you get? So if you get selected for the scholarship, you will get the airfare to go to Korea and to come back, economy class flight ticket. And then you will also have your tuition fees, right? Up to 5 million Korean won. Then you will also have your Korean language training fee from there. And all these things are sent directly to the university. You will not get these into the hand. Airfare, you will get airfare in the sense they send you the ticket. So that also you will not get money into your hands. The study incentive or the stipend you will get during your Korean language program. You will get 14 nearly 141,100 Korean won per year. That is like 14 million Korean won per year. During the graduate degree program, nearly 15 million Korean won per year. And the research program is much higher than that. So in the study incentive or the stipend, it is the settlement fees are included, monthly allowance is included, research allowances are included, and then for people who have obtained Korean proficiency level 5 and 6, they also pay an additional amount per month. So all these things will be included in this fee. Right. So very quickly about the undergraduate degrees. undergraduate degrees, they have something called as associate degrees and bachelor's degrees. So associate degrees runs for 2 years or maximum 3 years for people who want to finish their studies fast. But bachelor's degrees, it will run for 4 to 6 years, depending on your major. So to be eligible, you have to have your high school certificate, that is the A-level certificate. The good thing is, sometimes even if you have 3 A's, you are not eligible to enter the Faculty of Medicine or a good university, sometimes due to the competitive nature of the A-level exam. But when you convert that result into the CGPA table, you will get a very good CGPA because Korea also follows the American standard, American way of evaluating. So that our A-level results gives a very good CGPA even when you have 3 Bs. So people who are not eligible to enter the local universities sometimes can enter the Korean universities when they convert this with the CGPA conversion table, right? So the result should be above 80%, but when you convert it, you will understand that even if you have 3 Bs, you can obtain above 80%. So if anyone is interested, you can personally contact me. I can let you know how to calculate that. And if you are to apply for the undergraduate degrees, you have to be under 25 years of age. The applicants must not have no grounds for disqualification, criminal history, and they should be in good health, as I mentioned, under the postgraduate program. So for this, the number of documents needed is little lower than the postgraduate program. But sometimes this also takes a little time because of the need of these citizenship proof and all that. So it's better that you get ready prior to the date of advertisement. So usually they advertise for the undergraduate degrees in the month of September. So you can get ready at least from June and keep the things ready by the time they advertise. So for undergraduates, they also cover the airfare and then the tuition fee, Korean language fee, and the study incentive or the stipend, right? Then about the very briefly about my personal journey and the experience. At the beginning, I also entered the language school as a beginner because I didn't know even the ABCs of this language. So it was very difficult. And I was also a person who thought that my brain is not for these kind of stuff. So I thought that part of my brain is dead. So I thought I can only do science, but I had to and I could do it. So after 1 year, we could reach our target. And the best thing about this language training is, I know a lot of people hates it at the beginning, but later you realize that it's the best period of your life because you can really travel a lot. The government, they arrange through this scholarship program, they arrange a lot of programs where you can travel and experience their culture, right? So I also got the opportunity to travel a lot with my other international friends and also meet the local people and experience their culture, like cooking, crafts, and all those things. And after 1 year of all these activities, we could also obtain topic level 4. And then after 1 year, we entered the university. So the life there is quite good. So you also get dormitories, or if you have family, you can get family dormitories or the single or twin sharing or triple type apartments for you to stay, and they also provide food, right? So then once you enter the lab, you will have a lot of friends, mostly Korean friends. So you will get the experience of different because when I went there, I was not exposed to these weekly lab meetings, journal meetings, and so on. So it was all new experience for me working with them, and they have this culture of doing things very, very fast. So you can, and you also will work for sometimes for 7 days a week, sometimes overnight. And then you will experience new food, and you will also be able to share our food with them. So exchange of culture and food patterns, and you will also have exposure to different events, international events, and in some areas of Korea you have uh, many Sri Lankan students as well. So we can spend time with them. We can celebrate our festivals with them. Uh, and if I talk about the academics, Korea has given me a lot of things. So the things that I could not experience locally those days. So especially techniques like flow cytometry, and then it was my first time using animal facility with special pathogen-free uh, uh, facilities. So these things have really helped me to become who I am today. I think it's too early for me to talk about my personal growth because I am quite young, because I have only worked for 5 years in the university. But for those 5 years, I think I have gained a lot from the experience I got from Korea, right? And then Korea has also helped me to discover what I like, because earlier I thought, okay, I like immunology, I should do a PhD in immunology and so on. But then after going there, I realized, no, there are some other fields which you can explore. And that is how I personally got interested in the field of lab animal science. And then as a result, last year I was able to become the youngest president of Sri Lanka Association of Lab Animal Science. So that is a very small achievement I am mentioning here. Like me, you will also have different dreams, or you may like to explore more about yourself. You may like to discover what you are passionate about further. So in that case, Korea would be a better place. Also have this 30th of October at BMICH, where many of our alumni members will come together to guide the students who are interested in studying in Korea. So you can get registered for this. And only the registered participants will be taken in, because we have to limit the number because of the space and the refreshments. So if any one of you are interested, you can get registered, and there we will have people coming from various different fields: biology, physics, and languages, management, and so on. So engineering. So you can spread the news among your friends also. Yeah, with that, I think I have mentioned everything, most of the things that that is needed. So if you have any queries, I would like to help. You can write to me using this email address. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to help. I think there's a question already mentioned. The application open during February of each out of each. Right. Yeah. So the GK's applications, graduate applications open in February, and after all the screening, third round of selection will happen in late May, and the application results, the results of everything, the final successful candidates will be released in June. So, but even after the first round, they release the list. So if you are selected for the first round, then you can have some hope about the second round. If you are not selected from the first round, then you can think of another scholarship program. That is the best thing. So after every selection round, they release a list through the embassy website and also through the Study in Korea website. All the degrees conducting or okay. Sorry. So all these are direct messages. So I think I should read that to others also. Are all degrees conducted in Korean language, or are they following English medium? No, as I showed you, in their files, they have mentioned whether the program is in Korean or in English. So most of the science programs, they have English lectures also. So when you are selecting the language, you can select the courses that are offered by English, because I'm not sure whether you are familiar. Now in USA also, when you go for masters and PhD, you have to obtain certain number of credits through following lectures, even for PhD, right? But in Australia, I don't think you are doing that. You just have to do your research, right? So to get those credits, you have to attend classes or lectures. So for that, each semester, like you do in our university, each semester you select courses, right? So when you are selecting, what you can do is you can select the courses that are offered in English. I hope you got that. Yeah. So those are the questions we have. Do we have any more questions? Maybe we can wait for 2 minutes to see whether we have questions, and then we can wind up, hopefully. And as I remember, there was a concern about getting employed in South Korea or Japan. I don't know much about Japan, but regarding South Korea, if you are a GK's scholar, you get a special visa type called as D27. Usually the student visa is D2, so they give something called as D27. which will make you eligible um, for applying permanent residency as soon as you obtain a job there, right? So there are lot of our students who has gone there, completed their studies, and they are doing an appropriate job. Like then if you are into chemistry, then you will be working in a chemical industry, or if you are into diagnostics, like they have lot of companies who works on these diagnostics and all that. So then you can get employed there and you can apply for permanent residency in Korea. So DK scholars have a better chance of getting the permanent residency and also better chance of getting a job in South Korea. So after 5 years of permanent residency, you can even apply for citizenship. But the issue is that then you will have to withdraw your citizenship from Sri Lanka because Korea doesn't allow dual citizenship. And there's another question. Do they give industrial experience as well? It depends on the degree you follow. So the biology degrees, like let's say microbiology or biotechnology, environment science, and all this, even physics and things, you actually don't have much time to go to industries. But unlike here, those professors, most of the time, they have projects that are sponsored by the industries. So the students also get the opportunity to meet the industry, people from industry, and sometimes they get an additional pay for working in those projects that are related to industries. So, but the degrees like management, those degrees, they have these industrial exposure, as I know. But biology degrees, you don't have industrial parts because you really don't have time for that. So, and I think there was another question regarding a student who wants to do postgraduate studies and she has done physical therapy, right? So what you can do is, depending on what you have done for your undergraduate studies, uh, as I mentioned, go through all the folders they provide, each university list, and select the best suited master's program for you. So if you have done physical therapy, they have vast range of programs. So in that you may be able to find a program, especially in the departments of nursing and biomedical sciences. They will have programs. So you have to carefully go through that list and select whether you can't. If you ask me whether you can apply, I can't give a reply because I don't know your preference. So the area you want to apply, you have to go to the application package they have given, open those folders and look at the courses provided by each university and see whether there's something that you can apply. Right? Right. Are there any chance of being eligible for PhD directly after bachelor's like US? Through GKS, they don't allow you to enter directly for PhD. But as I told you before, you can try contacting a professor, and then you can initially go for masters. And when you talk to the professor, you have to say that you are looking for a master's PhD integrated program. So then you can complete it within 4.5 years. That is MSc Master's Integration. Sorry, Master's PhD Integrated Program. But GK scholarship doesn't allow this kind of integration. You have to do Master's and PhD separately. So in addition to the GK's program, there are universities who provide these kind of scholarships. Especially, you must have heard that there's this university called as KAIST, right? It's a highly ranked university in South Korea. So they also have the scholarship. Recently, they closed it, and I think they are going to release the results in November. So they allow this master's PhD integration, and especially for the students who are doing biomedical science and for people in physics and engineering, they have uh, really good courses. And in addition to KAIST, there are some other universities also. If you can go through the Study in Korea website, and also most of the time if we get to know, we also share through Facebook. Chudbuk University is also offering some scholarships most of the time. So yeah, so you can also go through university websites, but I know it's annoying to go through all these university websites. First, if you are interested in going for a direct PhD, I would advise you to contact a professor first and then see what we can do about it. Do we have any more questions? Since we don't have questions, I think we can wind up the session, isn't it,
Yeah.
Ashmin?
Yeah. So, madam, since we don't have any questions, so we have now come to the end of our session. I hope you all had a fruitful and informative time learning about the exciting opportunities awaiting science students in South Korea. Thank you for joining us tonight. And on behalf of the Leo Club of UOC alumni, I wish you all the best in your academic journeys. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, all of you, the organizing committee and everyone for inviting me, and good night.
Thank you very much, madam, for your valuable time. And
Welcome.
good night.